pit stop time of 70 seconds, did 76.6 seconds, so it wasn't a very good stop, unfortunately, for whatever reason, and that's why the Ferrari didn't come out in the lead, but that was, of course, very good news for the driver that effectively then picking back up the lead now behind the wheel of the number 41 Porsche, Colin Berninghausen, who's the number 14 car, which is Pavel Lefterov now, who had that hit yesterday, didn't he, up at turn 3. Colin Berninghausen, the Porsche that's still to come in, is just ahead of him on the road. And then, second of the pit stoppers, 63, Finn Zulav, who's just about to go out of turn 7 into the right at turn 8. That's followed by the FK Performance BMW of Leighton Fury, which was the last car to manage to squeeze past Ernst Kirschmar's Ferrari on the run-up to turn 3. So Kirschmar is fourth of the pit stoppers so far. And over the line and staying out again goes the number 41 Porsche. 14 Porsche goes through next of Lefterov and goes through probably about 2 seconds ahead of Finn Zulav, I think, 3.4 seconds ahead of Finn Zulav, who's there in third place, but should be rapid in that Lambo.
So with 23.5 minutes remaining and a challenge further back, Fabio Rauer on the inside of the Audi, driven by Robin Rogowski. Advantage Rauer there as they head into turn 1. So getting past the car and making that move up into 8th place. Up ahead of them, Giuliano Holzem. Then flat out around turn 2 is Rogowski going to try and come back at him. Moves to the left-hand side up the hill towards turn 3. But Rauer will have the racing line as long as he can slow it down and keep it tidy. No issues there. But Robin Rogowski, keeping him on his toes, ducks back to the inside. The two cars run absolutely side by side as they head in towards turn 4. Rogowski's going to have the line into turn 4, the right-hander, as they come downhill now under braking. Rauer trying to hang it around the outside, but Rogowski retakes that position. So the Audi moves it back in front to 8th place. Rauer's going to have to do it all again now. Into turn 5 they come. The Audi now slotting in front, but Rauer's not giving up, is he? Rogowski goes deep into the corner, so Rauer's going to have to do all that work again to try and retake that 8th place. Meanwhile, Giuliano Holzem up in front of them, breaks clear. So this is a 2-car fight for that 8th place. It's Rogowski in the black Audi in front at the moment. Fabio Rauer in 9th place. Into turn 9 they come to the inside. So Rauer has a gap on the inside. Rogowski goes deep out of turn 10, out onto the pit straight they come. And once again, Rauer is in front. So Rogowski will try and come back at him into turn 1. But this time Rauer has it covered off. Into turn 1 they come, and the BMW now well in front.
Yeah, about 2 car lengths clear, so good squabble that for 8th place. Colin Berninghausen in the number 41 Razzoon More Than Racing Porsche, 4.7, nearly 4.8 seconds clear, so actually extended their advantage a bit during that pit stop phase, even though they weren't really any quicker or much quicker than the other Porsche in terms of the stop time. So it was all about the in and out laps. Actually slightly quicker than both of them in terms of time in the pits was the Finn Zulav Lamborghini, which was about 4/10 quicker and much closer to its minimum pit stop time. It was only 0.2 over the minimum stop time, whereas 0.6 of a second over was the race leading car. So I think it must have been a good in and out lap.
So points very, very critical. It's all very close as we see Fabio Rauer once again lining up Giuliano Holzem. So this is for 7th place. BMW versus BMW up the hill to turn 3 they come. Rauer to the inside under braking. Holzem giving him plenty of space, tries to cut back to the inside on the exit of the corner. Now the 2 cars run side by side, as we've seen so many times already this weekend. Into turn 4, the downhill is very tricky here, easy to get it wrong under braking. Holzem giving as much of a squeeze as he dare, takes that position back again. So back up to 7th place for Giuliano Holzem. So now Fabio Rauer's going to have to do it all again. Out into turn 6 they come, and around to turn 7. Holzem just positioning the car exactly right at the moment. Rauer trying to distract, trying to get him to miss a braking point. Of course, the tyres now starting to be pretty worn after over 45 minutes of racing. But Holzem back in front on that P7 with Ernst Kirschmar just up ahead of them in the Ferrari. To turn 9 once again, and Holzem has seen off the storm for the moment, but are we going to see another challenge? Out of turn 10, Fabio Rauer lining up Holzem once again down the hill towards turn 1. He has a little look to the left-hand side, and then a little wobble under braking. Holzem maybe not quite getting it right on his braking point into turn 1, and then out into turn 2 they come side by side. This time Rauer has the inside line as they head up the hill towards turn 3. So Rauer with the advantage here, under braking into the right-hander once again, and Holzem's going to try and come back on the outside. Rauer gives him the squeeze on the exit of the corner. Yet another drag race, exactly as you were last time around. Rauer on the inside, Holzem on the outside. So the last of the late breakers once again braking into turn 4. Rauer with the nose in front. Holzem will try and tuck back behind, maybe try to get to the inside, but a couple of wheels onto the gravel, and suddenly the battle is over for the time being. Advantage Rauer in that 7th place.
Yeah, and Rogalski getting much closer to them thanks to their internal battle in the Audi as well, just in the background now in 9th place. But really impressive that from Fabio Rauer, his GT Masters debut, GT3 debut this weekend, up against Juliano Holzem, who with his brother last year finished on the podium here at the Red Bull Ring, and that's their third year now in GT Masters, and 2nd year with that Schubert BMW. So really impressive from Fabio. He's just gone away now, hasn't he? And he's like a bullet at the moment. Also worth mentioning that another BMW, Leighton Fury, just set the absolute best first sector on the lap last time round. Did a 1:30.4, so he's still got some good pace in that car. Did lose out a little bit in the middle, as we see the replay of that move. The middle and the end of the lap, Leighton Fury lost out a bit. So overall, it's really very similar between the top 4 lap times. Berninghausen 1:30.45 track limit. So here we go again. It's down the inside for the number 10 BMW on the Ferrari. Just easy pickings really, but Fabio Rauer with another good move. So Storm Erdrum wringing the neck out of that BMW in the first stint, and Fabio also doing a very good job here. So that's for 6th place, past the AM driver Ernst Kirschmeier, and now he's got, well, big gap to try and bridge if he's to get to Keanu Bloom. It's about 8 seconds up the road in the Mustang. Here's a replay from a different angle. The BMW just had more momentum heading up the hill, got the inside line, and in fairness to him, Ernst Kirschmeier didn't fight too hard here on his home circuit, and would be happy enough to be running up there in the top 10, I think. So down to 7th place for him. Probably in the next lap or so he's going to lose more positions, because Juliano Holzem in the BMW and Robin Rogalski in the Audi are not far behind him, and they're both pushing each other hard for what could become the battle for 7th place.
It's great to see Ernst Kirschmeier here. You already mentioned he's 70 years old.